Good.
Are we ready, Ben?
Yeah, we were. When you were saying that, I thought you were telling me to pause myself.
No,
Okay.
We're going. We're
no,
going.
good.
All right, I'd like to call to order. Please, everyone stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Porter County Board of Commissioners meeting, Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Consent agenda.
Okay. Approval of payroll, April 24th, 2026, and May 8th, 2026. Approval of claims, April 23rd, 30th, May 7th, May 8th, 2026, May 14th, 2026. Approval of minutes, April 21st, 2026.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Announcements. We're accepting applications for the Porter County Public Library Board of Trustees. No political affiliation necessary. Applicants must reside in the library district. Applications are due by Thursday, May 28th at 4:30 p.m. Applications must be turned into the Commissioner's office or emailed to melanie.griffin@portercountyin.gov. The appointment will be announced at the June 2nd Commissioners meeting. We have a second where we're accepting applications for the Plan Commission to finish Arvid Merkner's term. No political affiliation. Applicants must be a resident owner of real property in unincorporated Porter County. Applications are due by Thursday, May 28th at 4:30 p.m. Applications must be turned into the Commissioner's office or emailed to melanie.griffin@portercountyin.gov. The appointment will be announced at the June 2nd Commissioners meeting. Our final will be accepting applications for the Porter County Airport Board Authority. Applicants must be of Republican affiliation. Applicants are due by Thursday, May 28th at 4:30 p.m. Applications must be turned into the Commissioner's office or emailed to melanie.griffin@portercountyin.gov. The appointment will be announced June 2nd at the Commissioners meeting. And all this will also be listed on the county website. Okay, next. We have an opening bid. Scott?
Yes. This is the Hackney Lane Pavement and Drainage Improvement Project.
We've had two submissions, one from Milestone Contractors and Reed Riley Construction. The first one's from Milestone Contractors.
Base bid $1,259,381.85. Base bid $1,259,381.85. Alternative 1, item point 1 as ordered by engineer, $9,996. $9,996.
It's from Reed Riley Construction.
Base bid $1,124,597. Base bid $1,124,597. No alternative bid.
For Hackney, we will review these bids and give a recommendation for Jim Blerick with a highway update.
Question.
Mhm.
Is there any disadvantage to us that Reese Bradley did not submit a second?
The alternate bid, so that is wrapped up with the way the itemized proposals are broken out. That base bid should include that item. It's just an as needed submission, so it shouldn't affect it. No.
All right.
Okay, next, Marquette Greenway Calumet Trail Reroute Phase 4, 4A, Kimmel Road, State Park Road to Broadway, Pine Township.
We received 3 bids. One from Milestone Contractors, Reeve Riley Construction, and Gary Construction.
Base bid $1,639,872.91. Base bid $1,639,872.91.
Contractor was that?
That was Milestone Contractors.
Can you read the number one more time?
$1,639,872.91.
The next bid is from Reeve Riley Construction.
Reeve Riley. Base bid $2,201,784. Base bid $2,201,784. Reeve Riley.
The last bid is Gary Construction Company.
Gary Up Construction Company, base bid $1,368,500. Base bid $1,368,500. Gary Up Construction.
Again, we'll review these bids and have a recommendation at the stormwater present agenda item.
Okay, next, 157 Franklin Building Rear Basement Access Stair Renovations Project.
We received bids, one from Hassett Construction Company and one from Gary Construction.
Base bid $199,729. Base bid $199,729. Alternative $10,000.
Which contract?
Passy Construction Company.
and Gary Up Construction.
Base bid $217,873.50. Base bid $217,873.50. Alternative item 10,000.
And that's all.
We're going to review these and then get the answer before the end of it. That way we stay on track with everything.
Okay. Next item about Mosher Consulting, Jeffrey Spires. How are you, sir? This is a continuation of contractual services in assisting the IT department with the Microsoft 360 integration.
Correct. So be working with it, collaborating with them on the program to do the cloud migration for Microsoft and working on IT services in general across the county.
I move that we approve the continuation of contract services with Moser.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Next item, we have a discussion on Chesterton Porter 911 consolidation.
Scott?
Yes. So the commissioners had at their last meeting had read a statement, or I had read a statement that requesting that the towns of Chesterton or Porter, if they wish to continue into a consolidation type of request, that they would reduce that to a resolution. I think we had some timing crossed. I believe that shortly before our meeting, town council on April 13th had their meeting, and towards the end of their meeting, it's clear a motion was made and seconded and passed unanimously to begin the process of consolidation with the county. I have been able to send that to the commissioners. So our request that we made at that time was for a resolution. Just to be clear, I believe this meeting occurred shortly before our meeting, and we just didn't have the communication up and running at that level at that time. So I do believe we've had an official request by the town of Chesterton council to begin the communication and the negotiation process to have the consolidation considered.
And as we move forward with this eventual consolidation, I'll make sure that Ms. Gunn, the Director of Emergency 911 Dispatching, stays in clear contact with both municipalities and let them know what's happening as we start discussing this at the county level. So,
Do we need to pass any motions here today? Or?
Well, I think this board needs to decide whether it's going to take the request and go to the council and talk to the council concerning ultimately a financial request, whether that's equipment or personnel that need to be added or the complete consolidation can be done. And I don't think we know that at this point as we sit here.
so moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, Gilman. Paul, how are you?
Morning. I've just got pay applications for the jail project and the highway project. You guys want me to read them off?
Can we do these all at once, Don?
We can.
Okay. Gary Up pay app number 12 in the amount of $266,992.75. Kleckner Interior pay app number 11 in the amount of $34,382.30. Stance Painting pay app number 9 in the amount of $81,919.97. Stafford Smith pay app number 6 in the amount of $26,739.12. F.E. Moran, pay app number 12 in the amount of $56,088. H&T Electrical, pay app number 12 in the amount of $37,474.70. Quality Control Systems, pay app number 11 in the amount of $121,691.24.
I move that we approve the pay apps for the jail 1 through 7 as stated on the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we're still very much on target with the budget with all this.
Yes, absolutely. For the Porter County Highway Department, we've got Gary pay app number 17 in the amount of $194,593.25. Kleckner Interior pay app number 11 in the amount of $1,742.15. Hill Fire Protection pay app number 9 in the amount of $10,374. Bloomfield Mechanical pay app number 14 in the amount of $21,161.08. Circle R Electric pay app number 15 in the amount of $25,185.37.
I move that we approve the pay apps for the highway department items 1 through 5 as stated on the agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Question.
Yes.
When do you see this all being tied up with the garage?
With the garage, we just completed the aggregate piers. Footings and foundations are going in, so you're probably looking about a month and a half. Once these footing foundations go in, we've got a trench drain to install in there. We can pour our slab, and you'll see the building start going up. So you look.
Meantime, what are we doing about the lawn around?
Jim and I will talk after this, but we've started addressing some of it. I was just out there this morning walking the site with Gary. We've got a game plan to get that addressed up until the point where the cold storage building is.
Do we have the ability, because it looks like we're going to get into the hotter period of the summer before we see the grass popping up there. Do we have the ability to water that out there?
Yes, we'll take care of that. The plantings will probably wait for fall.
Okay.
Just because those are going around cold storage and we don't want to set those up for failure.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Human Services, Rhonda Young, Comp Time Report. Good morning.
Ronnie, before you get started there, could you explain real quick, what is this report? What does it do?
This is a report of all the employees in the county that are working over their hours, which they turn into comp time hours, which we would be liable to pay if they ever left employment. We'd have to pay the comp time out. So it's very important to keep it low.
So as HR director, commissioners have asked you to kind of keep track of this and report to us periodically as to what these numbers, let's see if these numbers are going down or if these numbers are going up.
Correct. I've been in contact with the department heads, and I understand we did have a raise in the comp time this month, but a lot of it was the election, and we're going to run into that, and construction season. So our stormwater and plan commission is going to be a little higher. It really depends on the seasons, but I have spoken to the department heads, and they're very well aware and really trying to get it down.
Okay. Any further questions?
Well, I have a question. The person who has 1,000, is that correct?
I'm sorry, what?
Somebody who has 1,000 hours and
Who has 1,000 hours?
yeah.
There are a couple on there. One's Chris Byers. From
Oh,
yeah.
And the other one is
Kevin Pazer,
not
and he shouldn't have been a department in there.
exactly. So we
What-
have to have approval from you to either reduce it or to review it to find out if they're owed any time.
That was prior to him, before we went through everything and made him exempt and non-exempt.
Mm.
And Kevin should have always been exempt as a department head. That's why his hours are so high. And Chris Byer, he's with the courts, and they handle things differently at the courts. So I really don't know what they do with their comp time. I don't know if they have a special bank for it or how often they have to use it, because they have their own handbook.
But we legitimately have an employee over there with 1,000 hours.
Yes. And this is the first time it showed up on the report, so I'm not real sure. Do you know, Karen?
we were just talking a minute ago, we have a couple of individuals that there were agreements or when they moved from other moved up or whatever, like Chris Byers is now in charge of department. So we could have had it previously prior to him taking a position that he's not entitled to come in for. So it has to be cleaned up.
I before we agree to pay for any of it, I think there needs to be an investigation of both.
That's what we're planning.
Okay.
There is one that I'd like to bring to your attention. That'll be the one.
That's several years of salary.
Well, about an hour. So it's about 3/4 of a year.
3/4.
I think it's 15-20 as a total for 5 hours a year.
That's a
But
lot.
we have an individual that is not entitled to it from Soil and Water that I think that you need to get to with Mr. Jabo, Mr. Antonio, and he keeps on increasing his, and I don't think he's entitled to it, so we might want to clean that up a little bit too.
The rule's pretty clear. I don't know why.
They should be following the handbook. It is addressed in the handbook.
It's in the handbook.
Yes.
But arbitrarily, the department heads feel that since it's their department, they can do it. And sometimes, since they call for your jurisdiction, not clearing you, they're just taking themselves.
Well, that would be a huge mistake on their part if they continue to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Policy. It's ordinance. And for any department head or employee to deliberately violate county ordinance, that's a serious event.
Correct. There are some department heads that can do better in monitoring staff. That's for sure.
Right.
So you're gonna do some investigating on that, Karen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Parks Department.
Finally, some good news.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning, Larry. Morning, sir. How are you? Thank you.
Let's see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
How's it going? All right. Well, thank you guys for giving us the chance to come up here and talk for a few minutes. What we wanted to do here today is kind of make an announcement of a couple initiatives that we've been working on over probably the last couple of years or so, in identifying a couple big key projects that we think will really bring Porter County Parks forward and really help address some of the growing trends in outdoor recreation, tourism, and overall, economic availability here in Porter County. So we launched just about a year ago. We created the Capital Campaign Committee, and that was to oversee the direction of raising funds and determining the two key big projects we're looking at here at Porter County Parks over the next few years. And in that committee, what we determined was the needs we needed were one of them being a nature and event center at Sunset Hill Farm County Park, a big nature and event center out there, and then the development of the South County Park, the one just north of Cowes. So this committee has been working hard over the last, probably 6 months or so, getting this campaign ready and getting all the information here that we've passed out before you to now publicly bring these campaign goals forward for Porter County Parks.
What's your plan? To like kick this off so we get some attention out of the general public.
So what we planned on doing was after we made the announcement publicly here, we've done it at the board meeting. We're doing it here. We've got a Parks Foundation meeting coming up where we'll give the same announcement, and then as well as the county council meeting, and then we'll start our marketing and PR blitz after that to get all this information out in front of the public.
Very nice.
I think it's super. I commend you guys kicking it off. I mean, our parks now. I mean, I'm lucky enough to visit them, on a pretty regular basis. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you're having sponsorship levels that you're doing.
Yep. So we have a handful of different sponsorship levels that we have created as far as donations or benefactors in conjunction with several events that we're putting on, events that we're creating, and with the amphitheater we have different levels. Um, if you'd like, I can kind of read those out loud, or
No.
okay.
Don't have to. I mean, we could do it. We could do that if you'd like, especially for the big business want to do naming rights. Go ahead, read them out.
And then so kind of on the one handout on the front, you can kind of see kind of a generalized image of what we are envisioning our nature and event center to look like.
Hmm.
This isn't the the final drawing or render or anything like that, but this just kind of gives an idea of what we're looking to build. We wanted to keep it with the theme of Sunset Hill Farm and the agricultural history and the natural history of it, and really create that barn theme atmosphere. And ideally, the nature center or event center itself will have a capacity of roughly over 400 people. So large events, big events, public events, private events, will be able to take place there, as well as the expansion of our biggest program, Camp Funset, which every year has a wait list of between 200 and 300 kids on it, on top of the 900 kids that we currently have in it. So this will allow us to eliminate that wait list entirely. Is one of our big goals for that as well.
Maybe walking trails and other things around. What do you think the cost of that? Just a ballpark. What do you think?
For-
Off the ground,
For the
some type of shelter, some type of building of this sort.
for that nature center, our rough estimates right now are right about $5 million to get it built.
Okay.
And what nature center? So what would its use be?
So the nature center would serve a lot of different purposes. It would be an educational facility that we would open year round, so it would be open to the public, 7 days a week year round, as a place for people to go. We'd have interpretive displays. We'd have staff there, and then on top of that, we'd use it for programming, like our field trips, parks to schools, Camp Funset. We'd use it for like our art programs, our nature programs, as well as be able to rent the space out for private events like weddings and corporate stuff. So.
And then, besides that, you get the walking trails or whatever you want to put out. What do you think the rest of it costs? Maybe $7 million, to develop the rest.
I think in total, we're probably getting pretty close to that 5 to 7 because we'd have an expansion of the parking lot, the bus drop off, landscaping up front, and then as well as kind of the side exterior features and things like that.
Very nice. And will you take any size donations from private business?
Yeah, so we won't turn any donation away.
So have you changed the name of the South Porter County Park to the South Porter County Park?
So right now it is currently nameless. So it is open for, we do have the naming rights to that. The park board has adopted.
There you go, Bart. $2 million. Get your name on it.
There you go. 10 years. Very nice.
Go to the South County Park.
Yep.
I think Jake hit the nail on the head that not only does the Nature and Event Center allow us to expand and enhance all of the programming that is now resulting in greater visitation to our parks than ever. We're hitting record levels, but we're limited in our capacity to grow those. We can't grow them anymore. Not only does this allow us to grow those to serve our community, so we don't have wait lists, but then it becomes a steady revenue generator for our parks to sustain and allow us to grow our programming, not just at Sunset, but at South County or whatever, bring across all of our parks as a nature and event center. 400 people. We have very few opportunities in Porter County at an event space that is not only that beautiful in a beautiful setting, but is just top tier event center that can hold that capacity of people. I don't think we'll have any problem renting that event space out and generating revenue for our parks to enhance what we do for our community.
Where on Sunset Hill would you place this?
So we have an area at Sunset Hill, called the North Field, So it is the space directly north of the main parking lot before the tree line.
Where the crops are at?
So we have a big chunk of acreage right before the crops where we'd be able to put it.
That big grassy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll,
That brown pavilion.
yeah,
Gazebo.
yeah, where that gazebo's at.
Yeah.
So that would be, the gazebo would become almost like the front entranceway to the nature center, and it would incorporate into the landscaping and be right beside our animal exhibit, which we're currently working on expanding right now as well. So it'd be front and center. You'd be able to see it from 6, and you'd be able to see it from over. You wouldn't be able to miss it.
It'd be up on a hillside.
Well, I'm excited about the South County Park because we haven't had a park down there. We haven't had a park south of 30. So I'm really happy that.
Yeah, that's our other big project that we're wanting to get off the ground and get moving is the South County Park. That's been a project that's been in development for close to 15 years now, I think, give or take. So that is a key area that we're wanting to address and really get off the ground.
And some of our residents, or I think probably many of our residents, would be surprised to learn we really don't have a park in South County.
No, not one like this that can handle real outdoor recreation and sports and things of that nature.
Those of us who've lived here for a while, I mean, there's quite a few homes being built now. You know?
Yeah.
What's not just underserved, it's not served.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Bridge,
Right,
access
right.
to the river.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
South of 30. So this is an opportunity to really serve the whole county, but especially
Yeah.
have an opportunity to do any of those things. Take their kids for a walk or the playground, a county park, let alone everything else we have.
No, it'd be used.
Oh, yeah.
Used. I've heard a lot of people say they want that.
And
I'd like to see that happen.
what is the dollar figure to get South County?
For the full build out on the existing plan with everything, so that's the parking lot, that's the trails, the picnic shelters, the fishing ponds, that's all the baseball fields, the softball fields, the pickleball courts, the soccer fields, and the
Dog walking park.
dog walking area, and all the amenities associated with that came back in just about 33 million last year.
How much?
33 million.
However,
Now we have plans to do that in phases. We're
Right. That's for the total.
into pieces of it. Yeah, that was if we started today to do the whole project start to finish in one go.
Yeah.
It's about 33, but we can easily chunk that out into phases to make that more palatable.
and a very big piece of that was accessing the park.
Yep.
Off of 49. It's
Yep.
very, very expensive. Moving utilities, etc.
We were really working on that.
Yeah.
Did you get
Well,
cooperation to?
not yet.
It
But
is
We're continuing to work
in
on a
progress.
potential
Yeah.
alternate entry point to the park that is not off of 49, which would be better for more ways.
Yeah.
More
Right.
And
Yeah.
that would reduce. That was estimated to cost at least $8 million of that.
So if
So
we
we can bring that down to the lower 20s to accomplish
Well-
everything.
If there's anything I can do to help on the south side, please let me know.
Well, we certainly,
Okay.
but we aim
'cause-
to phase this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and bring it out in pieces so it's a little more palatable. But yeah, not coming off of 49 saves a lot of money and
Right.
huge.
Well, it's far better and safer, I think.
It's
Come on.
no one was really comfortable with trying to come off of 49 of
Yeah.
Lindsay Road and turn into a park like
Yeah.
that. It's-
Very much so.
You want to tell them what phase 1 will be?
So phase one, what it would generally look like would be, all the earthwork, getting everything to grade level. We'd get the drainage and all the utilities and everything like that ran. The base items. The ponds would be dug in. The picnic shelters, the fishing piers, all the walking trails, the parking, and some of the amenities like bathrooms and things like that would be put in all in phase one, and all the greens put in. So all the stuff you would need to make a park would go in on phase one. The only thing that would be lacking would be the dedicated, stadium type items for like the baseball fields and the softball fields and maybe the pickleball courts. Those would probably go in on phase one.
We could likely bring soccer fields.
Yeah, see, with the part of phase one is everything would be cut to grade and made level, so you could still go out there and play soccer. You
Right.
could have soccer
Yeah,
tournaments.
your level to grade.
You would just have to bring the goals and stuff like that, which we could always work with, local communities on helping to provide that. But it would be flat enough and to grade that you could hold those tournaments and stuff like that there, so it could be used for soccer on phase one.
I have a question because that 30 million is a lot of money, even if it's in the high 20s.
Yeah.
We have how many county parks do we have now?
In total, 6, and then we're getting Hawk Ridge.
Where the South County Park kind of threw me off is none of the county parks that we currently have in operation has a single softball, soccer, baseball field or anything else. Why down there?
When we actually met with a lot of the community and community leaders down there a couple years ago, and that was the big thing that
They wanted.
That's what they wanted. Yeah, they wanted, because they're running out of capacity to have the baseball teams, the soccer teams, and the space to do practices and games and tournaments. And this is to help offset some of that, capacity issues that they're needing right
Our
now.
schools are maxed out, right?
Right.
In their ability to afford to grow their facilities. This would allow an outlet for the schools to utilize those as well, not just the community. But as a dad of a travel soccer player, my daughter playing soccer, and anybody else who's involved with soccer or sports, baseball, you know that we almost always go out of county. Go to Lake County, we take our money there, we take spending. This would allow those opportunities to take place here, bringing in economic investment into our community, people traveling here to take part in tournaments. Our residents wouldn't have to travel out of county. So it would serve South County, specifically the whole county. The athletic components, to your point, Commissioner Biggs, we don't have those in our parks. And this is what South County really wanted when we spoke to them, gave them a questionnaire. What would you really hope to see? There's going to be over a mile of trails. People can take their kids out there, dogs, playgrounds, pickleball. Everybody loves pickleball, all ages. But these athletic facilities are going to be unique to our county parks, but they'll also be a revenue generator in their own right. But it'll keep people here in the county. They won't have to travel outside of the county to be able to access a larger facility like this.
My grandkids spend all their time in Crown Point playing baseball, travel baseball, and that's where I think we could go crazy with South County Park, bringing all the Northwest Indiana kids here to do sports.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous that we're spending that kind of money outside of our own county for that purpose.
Yeah, because we don't. I'd really like to see that. I mean, even if you found a different entrance, I mean, if you get a good kickoff with 5 to 7 million, I mean, provided, I mean, that utility charge is huge. That eats up a large amount,
But we have, the makeup of South County, anything south of Division Road is truly different than what's going on north of Division Road, where, City of Valparaiso, Portage, Chesterton, they all have softball fields. South Haven, many softball, soccer fields, where the municipalities, Cowles and Hebron, have not been able to develop that on their own because of their size. So, yeah, I mean, it's way overdue. So, as we keep growing it, that absence of anything like that down there is just going to be more glaring.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
We certainly don't need them to go into Crown Point.
Love
Crown Point.
Fundraising question to the commissioners. We would like to approach Porter County for potential donors and would like to know the protocol of how we proceed.
Approaches for what, Larry?
Money.
Scott?
Fiscal body would be the place to go.
County Council.
Start with council.
County council, it would be the place to go for funds. That would be the origin of the request.
Cool. Very good. Thank you.
And I'll just be real, working in this, I'm hearing things that you're not, of course. And I think a more appropriate action at this point is dissolve all of any opportunities that may be out there first, and then come to us. Things are really tight right now.
Yeah.
The state of Indiana has us up in the air over, you know, because of that Senate Bill 1, but we don't even know what we're going to collect next year. And if you or Larry, somebody reaches out to me, I got a couple ideas.
Yep.
And you know, for some, you know, to bring in some serious money to get stuff started. But let's dissolve all of it, you know, to make sure that we're uncovering any, you know, thing that may be out there that we currently have not, you know, touched, asked, you know, for help before we go to the account, because they're going to ask you that.
Yep.
Jim and
Bless
I,
your heart.
Yeah.
Jim and I have talked on this. If you have any potential donors that you could send our way, please contact us.
Well, I know for a fact, Larry, that you know, the White Foundation
Yeah.
given millions
Yep.
To the town of Lowell for their part. They've been very generous in that.
Yep. I
And,
think they're in the top of the list.
We've put our capital campaign committee started last August, and we've put considerable work into our outreach to the community for prospective investors and donors who want to be part of building such transformational projects. We've started that work. We've had some really great conversations, and we're really just getting off to the races. A lot of conversations set up here, ongoing into the summer as we do this work, but we're doing everything we can to raise the kind of money that we need to do this for the community, and we hope to do that in collaboration with the county so we can all achieve it together.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's some opportunity here for us to help you. You know, but that conversation needs to be had. So if somebody reaches out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, anything we can do.
Thank you.
You know.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. We appreciate all the support.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next. Highway Jim Blair. We have that award bid. You guys ready? Okay.
After reviewing the Hackney Lane pavement drainage improvement project bids, Reith Riley was the lowest and responsible bidder. So we would recommend awarding the amount of, for the entire base bid of $1,124,597.
So
Second.
You have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And just a quick update, I was going to tell you that the sign project was led by INDOT, so we are going to be presenting that at the next meeting, but it was a successful award within the project estimate that we have. So more on that later.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
Soil and Water Conservation District. Hi, Michelle. They took your
was-
car, huh?
They took my car.
Your-
So they couldn't find another vehicle to match the price that you approved. So I have 3 different bids, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but in the event that this might happen again, is it possible to make a motion up to a certain point? Like, for example, to the next lowest bid?
Yeah, you guys can give the authority up to whatever you.
Okay.
Okay, and what is your recommendation this go round?
Well, we have the lowest bid, which is from Maryville this time. That's a brand new one. And it's $499 down. And then it's $466 a month for 36 months. The next one was at Graff in Chesterton, and there's no money down. And it's between $514 and $524 a month. There's a little variable there. So I didn't know if it was possible to say up to the maximum $524 a month or not. But I mean, I feel like if I need to come back next month, I need to bring a cookie tray or something because I'll be a regular visitor.
So I am going to move that we approve a lease of a vehicle for up to $550 a month.
You're marvelous. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion
Thank you
carries.
so very much.
You can still bring those cookies.
Okay. But I know we have to eat outside this room. That I do know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's an exception for cookies, I heard.
Okay, Health Department.
I believe I read that somewhere.
Anyone here from the Health Department? No Health Department. Scott, do you have these memorandums? Are you familiar?
The one thing I thought we already had a memorandum of understanding for the POD site at the Expo Center.
We have, that's a renewal.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we vote on all of these together, or do they each need to be separate?
Let's do them separate.
Okay. Then I move that we approve the MOU with the Porter County Expo Center as a POD site for use during a public health emergency.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I move that we approve the MOU for installation and maintenance of two AEDs and Safe Heart Station at the Porter County Expo.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I move that we approve the MOU for installation and maintenance of one AED and Save Heart Station at the Sunset Hill Park.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Facilities Department. Mr. Phil?
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, first up you got 157 Franklin.
That's for a putting bulletproof type filament on their glass. They had Homeland Security came in right before they re-entered their space after remodeled it, and was recommendation due to the fact that all their front part is nothing but glass, that it would just take a heavy object to break through it. So the recommendation being that they're the election department, and what their secure is to seal all their front part with security ballistic glass filament and caulking.
Can you say the amount, just so
It's
for the record?
$9,459.80. I did reach out to other companies. The other one I did have a quote for. They no longer even do it because they just said it's not cost effective for them.
Okay. I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The second one is for EMA. They need to have their floor resealed in epoxy. They went out and got their own quotes and found that this was the best one for them that fulfilled what they needed. It was for $23,800. It'd be paid out of the bond.
I move that we approve.
We have a second?
Well, she made a motion. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes, I second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For our animal shelter, when we had all those nasty storms where we lost a lot of trees and powers, the animal shelter transfer switch ended up getting fried. So the generator works, but it will not transfer power. We'll be paying that out of our budget for $13,231.55.
Is there anything that you can do to put some sort of surge protector in there so it doesn't get fried in the future?
They kind of do their own. It does have its own surge protector, but it hit it before it even hit that. It literally hit the wires coming in, because I went and diagnosed myself. I was checked all the fuses, I was checking control, and then the guy showed up and he's like, I can tell you right now, I missed it right going in. All of the main power lines going in, melted across the bottom board.
Like we'll be down fire.
Yeah,
for sure.
And the amount
was $13,231.55.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I have a pay app for JDC for $12,150.
I move that we approve.
Second. And when are we tying up things there?
Real quick here, this is there should be probably one more pay app, what would be the reserve. They're balancing what's left of the units, and the BAS system is almost done to there.
You pretty happy with what we've done?
Yeah, yes, they are. We're also moving forward with their showers and stuff that started last week. and we got the first set doors done.
Good.
They're finishing up that set today. Structure point auction, we made a decision.
Yeah, for the 157 Franklin building rear basement access stair renovations, we reviewed the bids. The lowest responsible bidder was Haas Construction. We recommend accepting the alternate as well. So the contract total, including base bid and alternates, would be $209,729.
And what was the alternate that you were bidding on?
That would be fixing the parking lot completely.
Oh.
Field it, crack it, and then
Oh, yeah.
stripe the whole thing when they're
Okay. Okay. The other question I have on that is that within the budgeted, anticipated budget amount? Because I didn't remember this being quite as high of an amount that we were looking at when we were originally looking at doing.
It's in the original engineer's estimate that was submitted to the prior facilities director.
Okay.
Now, the work on the parking lot, at the end of the day, will that create more parking space?
No, I wish.
Is it going to create less parking space?
No, it's just gonna restripe it for we can then go to the original we talked about is assigning certain spots to the people that they go to.
Which is always a popular thing.
It always is.
Right. Good. Okay, hold on. Before that motion, we have to clear up. We had a motion and a second on the mechanical concepts pay app number 6, the amount of $12,150. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sorry.
I move that we approve the bid with Haas. Is it Haas Construction?
Hassie.
Hasse Construction for $199,729, as well as the alternate for $10,000 for a total of $209,729.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you guys.
Hey, thank you. ADC, Allison Cox. Good morning.
I want to introduce Shantae Hardin. Shantae is our Juvenile Detention Alternative Initiative Coordinator, helping with that. And that's why we're here today.
I see her smiling, so you haven't ruined her yet.
And also, I do want to thank you all in regards to all the building events out at the Juvenile Services Center. It's been amazing. It really has been. So we really appreciate it. Even the kids in the detention center are so excited about the showers because those showers have not been redone since the building opened, over 30 years ago. So it's a great change. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Okay, so we have an ordinance establishing a non-reverting fund number 9183 for the Community Corrections Outreach Prevention and Intervention Fund. First reading. So, I'm going to close the Commissioners meeting and open up the ordinance meeting. Is there anybody who would like to speak in favor of the ordinance? Second, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of the ordinance? And third, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of the ordinance? Is there anyone that would like to speak against the ordinance? Second time, is there anyone that would like to speak against the ordinance? And third time, is there anyone that would like to speak against the ordinance? None? Okay, I'm going to close that hearing, go back to the Commissioners meeting.
I move that we approve the ordinance establishing a non-reverting fund 9183 for the Community Corrections Outreach Prevention and Intervention Fund. First reading. And if you could ask them to have shorter titles in the future.
I would love that. That's the Department of Correction.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have a second ordinance establishing a non-reverting fund number 9140 for the JDIFY 27 grant fund. First reading. I'm going to close the Commissioners meeting and open up the ordinance meeting. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Second, is there anyone who would like to speak in favor? And third, is there anyone who would like to speak in favor? Is there anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance? Second call, is there anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance? And third call, is there anyone who would like to speak against this ordinance? Hearing none, we're going to revert back to the Commissioners meeting.
I move that we approve the ordinance establishing a non-reverting fund 9140 for the JDAI fiscal 27 grant fund on first reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you.
Guys, good day. Nice meeting you.
EMA, Lance Bella. Lance, there's Lance.
Lance's department is reimbursed by the Indiana Department of Homeland Security a portion of certain salaried items within his department. This fund would allow those reimbursements to be captured in a non-reverting fund and then utilized within his department. I believe he was requested to do this at the council level, which is what got us to here today.
Do we have a fund number for this at this point? Usually we do.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no,
it's on it.
is that the chapter?
That's the chapter, not the fund.
4934.
934.
Okay, so we have an ordinance adding chapter 3-095 and ordinance number or fund number 4934, Porter County Code establishing EMA DHS reimbursement grant fund, first reading. Okay, I'll close the commissioners meeting, go into the ordinance meeting. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor? Going second, anyone who would like to speak in favor? And third, is there anyone who would like to speak in favor? Okay, anyone would like to speak against this ordinance? Second, would anyone like to speak against this ordinance? And third, is there anyone that would like to speak against this ordinance? Okay, none said. Closing that meeting, going back to the commissioners meeting.
I move that we approve the ordinance establishing the EMA DHS reimbursement grant fund number 4934 on first reading.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to be
Mr.
next week.
Mr. Jabo. Development and Stormwater Management. How are you?
We do well. Before we get into business, Martin told you half the story this month of letting it in. Told you about our county-wide sign project. I also want to inform the commissioners that the County Road 100 South Safety Project was let earlier this month, well below our engineer estimate of $6 million. It's sold at $5.4 million.
Well, congratulations.
So finally, a project in the making for many years is going to be done. Now, there's going to be a lot of heartache with detours and all that. This will probably be a 2-season job, but it's well worth the effort because those were sites of some fatal crashes because of hills. So today, Bridge 132, pretty much self-explanatory. Approval to solicit quotes for early procurement for the concrete suppliers for the fabrication of the box beam. We're hoping this expedites the schedule of pulling.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item, same bridge, to approve the bid documents. We do have a title sheet for you to sign and allow us to solicit bids for said project.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Same for the next two items. They're one and the same, bridge number 1 and bridge number 66. Approval to solicit bids for bid documents from the bid documents.
Goes together.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next three are same explanation, 3 different companies. What this is, we're asking you today to sign an as-needed agreement up to a maximum amount for professional services will be used for.
Can you read the names?
I will.
Okay.
I explain
Mhm.
the explanation, and they will be assigned task orders as the department has projects that they need expertise on. This is very similar to what Stormwater does. As a matter of fact, it's exactly what they do, where they have a stable of consultants or contractors working for them. The task order, if you remember at your last meeting, you approved a resolution allowing the department to sign up to $50,000 for a new quote, up to $75,000 for a task order. That would be in this case here. So we've capped all three of them at $150,000, and the three consultants are American Structure Point, United Consulting, and DLZ and DLC. And we're requesting your blessing approval of those three.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Back to County Road 100 South, the safety project. Mind you, I didn't tell you this project's almost a mile long, taken out over those hills. But this is an affirmation. In between your commissioner meetings, we were in a hurry with NDOT so we could get the project sealed and our funds for our construction and our inspection. You guys graciously signed the agreement, and this is just an affirmation that you did approve that and you for that project. And this is for a agreement with DLZ Indiana LLC for an amount of $715,180 for inspection. A lot of it will be reimbursed with federal funds.
Do we have to vote it?
Yes.
Okay, I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Are you ready?
Okay.
We'll move to the
Next,
last.
Mike, you got two first readings?
Yeah, let's move to the last item in our agenda. So it's still transportation, then we'll go on to the
Award bid,
yes.
Marquette Greenway Trail reroute, Phase 4, Kimmel Road, State Park, Road to Broadway, Pine Township.
After review, we did find Gary Up Construction to be the lowest responsible bidder. We recommend award to Gary Up in the amount of $1,518,500 for the base bid plus both alternates.
Was there an alternate in there?
There was two alternates.
Oh, okay.
The base bid was $1,368,500.
Yeah.
And then the plus both alternates that we had, which is for a pedestrian bridge in the middle and concrete decking for the bridge.
Alrighty. I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, back to number 9, Four Corners Winery and Wedding Venue.
Yes, the Plan Commission met a couple months ago. Come here, sir. 2 meetings ago. Didn't make your last meeting due to scheduling. This is the first reading for a zoning map amendment. Going to change from rural residential to moderate intensity commercial, or CM. The petitioner's here, Mr. Tisma, to make a presentation to answer any questions, but a little more history. For years, they've operated this operation here, and they were coming in for use variances from the BCA. They've proven that their business is a successful model, and they wanted to roll this into a permanent zoning so they could continue. So with that, I'll introduce the petitioner, and he'll make his presentation.
Can I just ask, what was the Plan Commission recommendation?
To send favorable to the commissioners by overwhelmingly.
Hi, I'd like to pass these out just for take a look at. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to apologize for my wife. She was unable to attend today. She's helping somebody go to a medical procedure today, so sorry.
Maybe you can state your name and address for the record.
Yes, so my name is Mike Tisma. Address is 294 East, 600 North in Valparaiso, Indiana. And my wife and I purchased the property at the location in 2010 with the intentions of opening up a winery. While we were working on the property, somebody came to us and wanted to get married. We had no idea that we were going to own a wedding venue. But in 2017, we have an old Quonset hut, that somebody fell in love with and just said, hey, I would like to get married there. So we took about a month and cleaned it all out. And we went from, I think, 3 weddings that year to a few years ago after COVID, we were up to about 50 weddings. And it's right around 30 weddings now per year is, I would say, the average. So we again, as Mike had mentioned, we came here in 2011 and asked for a variance in order to have the business on that property. We were awarded that. I came back twice since then, and at this point, we are requesting that we can be revised to the commercial, just to protect ourselves with all of the hard work that we put in and all the money that we've put in. We want to make sure that that property can continue to operate as is. So the property, again, the intention was to have a winery, and the winery finally opened in 2021. We've got initially we have 6 buildings on the property. The one is the historic home that was built in 1875. We had to do a lot of work to make that into the winery. Basically stripped every wall, every floor, and got it to the point where it is. We invite all of you to come out and look at it. It's just a beautiful home. So that's where the tasting room is. There was an old barn on the property that we tore down and put up a new barn, which houses our production and also currently houses our very small kitchen. Our kitchen offers charcuterie boards, flatbread pizzas, assorted dips. The Quonset, again, that was originally there, we turned that into the wedding venue. And then additionally, because it got so popular and we had so many weddings scheduled, we ended up putting an additional building just to the south of the Quonset hut. And that building houses 2 bathrooms and some storage and also a small caterer's room to help with the weddings. Our weddings, we basically rent the property to the bridal couple. They then bring in their own food vendor, which we use all local vendors, and they can elect to have, if they want to have hard liquor, they have to also bring in a liquor caterer at that time. If they choose to just have beer and wine, we will assist them in getting a local permit to allow that. And at that point, they hire our licensed servers to serve their wine and beer to them. Every wedding has to have security. We use the Porter County Sheriff's Office. A lot of great young men come out and do our security for us. We require that they purchase a 1-day event insurance of $1 million just in case something ever happened. So out of all of those weddings, we've never had any instances of any kind of problems or anything. We also have a lot of special events. We bring in Humane Indiana, which during the events, the owners or the people from Humane Indiana will show different birds that they're rehabilitating to young kids that come and get an opportunity to experience, I guess, farm life, if you will, and nature. We do a lot of events where we have dog adoptions. We've done a lot of, a couple times a year we have yoga out there where we'll have, 40, 50 people show up and they're out near the vineyard doing their yoga. So the wedding venue holds up to 225 guests. A typical wedding is probably around 150 to 170, I would say. we have all of our parking on the property. I think 2 years ago we had a parking lot put in. It's like a crushed asphalt that has really helped out. And when we first started, we were parking everybody on the grass, which was nice until it rained. Then it was a problem after that. So that has helped us out immensely. We have enough parking for all of our events that we've held. At the last meeting, one of the critical concerns was any parking on the road. Well, we don't allow any parking on the road, and when we do have the larger events, we specifically put no parking signs out for that event, and then so that they don't look bad, we pull them back in that evening. We're in the process now of finishing up. There was a turn of the century barn on the property that was ultimately going to be a larger tasting room. That barn has been basically built. We're just about ready to finish out the inside of it. It will not only house the new tasting room, there will be a very small event area upstairs on the east side of the barn. And then on the east side of the barn on the bottom, we're going to move the kitchen into that area, which will be a dedicated area for that kitchen, make it a little bit easier for us to cater to everybody. And then also in the future, we've had a plan to have a very small brewery as well added to the property. We'll offer probably a total of about 6 beers on that. So right now we have 5 full-time employees and 5 part-time employees. Once this new barn opens up, we would expect to increase that load. So I guess one thing I would like to say is that we've done this without going out and borrowing a bunch of money. So we're a very solid company. Everything that we've done so far, we've paid out of pocket. As we've grown, we've kept all money in-house and have paid for the projects that we've along. So I want to thank you for your time. And I appreciate it.
I have a question. The moderate intensity commercial, what does that entail?
Well, there's 3 commercial classes. There's what's called neighborhood. That's the smallest. That's what you'll find in these tight-knit neighborhoods, a little commercial, like a mom and pop business. The next level is this moderate intensity, which has got a range of activities that can be. And then, of course, the highest level is a very high intensity. That's where you got your strip malls and very, very dense.
Can we, like we've done in the past, to ensure that should at some point in time this no longer be the venue that we've approved, that it has to stay?
You can put a condition on the permitted uses, yes.
Yep.
As part of your condition of your approval, yes.
Well, I've actually had a niece married out there.
Oh.
Run a very nice operation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
How much land here are we talking about?
There's 11 acres, just under 11 acres.
So would we include all 11 acres?
It would include all 11 acres, yes.
I think you have access, or you do own property surrounding you.
We own another 31 acres just to the south.
But that's not in the rezone.
Yeah.
So 11 acres, it would include 11 acres.
Yes.
See, I agree with Bart that let's nail this down, because I mean, like me, you're not going to live forever.
Right.
Sell it, or it's going to close, right?
Yeah.
But that zoning stays with it forever.
Yes.
So let's be precise on what we're doing here today.
What we can do, I mean, there's still public comment that it takes, so we'll have to hear that, but we can work with petitioner and bring to you what we feel would be the appropriate ones, and then you can make those final decisions on the cut at your second reading if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you wait?
Well, he's got to go second.
Still have the second reading.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
This is first.
And we do have 2 of our children working for us, one of which is very instrumental. He does all of our finance stuff. He's our main winemaker. He's a young guy, and he's going to be around a long time. Yeah. And our biggest concern, really, and the purpose of this turning it into commercial, is there's 125 acres just to the west of us. If 500 homes go in there and they don't want a winery right next to them, everything that we've done
Yeah.
will have been for naught. And it,
Oh, you were there first.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope it works that way. But
No, I totally,
yeah,
I totally understand, but I
Yeah.
also agree with Commissioner Regnitz that because this is historically has come back to bite us.
yeah,
You know, they get the zoning, and you know, a couple of years later, they get bored running their own business, and then they sell it,
yeah.
and something else goes in there. So
If you, when you get to the time for your motion, if you want to put that, staff will work with petitioner and bring back
Perfect.
to you some
Yeah.
reasonable uses.
I'm glad you're doing. Like I said, I think you run a very tight operation,
Thank you.
very clean.
Yeah,
Rooms, everything's
it was a mess when we bought the property. I don't know if anybody knows or
Yes.
remembers.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
He did a beautiful job with the building too. You know, it's an old building,
yeah,
home.
yeah,
I'm sure that took a lot.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I was looking through here to see if you have pictures of me dancing.
Oh,
Next time.
Too bad.
Okay, so
Yeah, too bad.
let's go to the hearing for the Four Corners Winery Wedding Venue, Sasser Tuzma, Zoning Map Amendment 294 East, 600 North Valparaiso, Indiana, Washington Township, revised zoning industrial, revised zoning district from rural residential district RR to moderate intensity commercial CM. First reading. Close the commissioners meeting. Open up the hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this project? Second call. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this project? Third call. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this project? Is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? Second call. Is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? And third call. Is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? Hearing none. Going back to the commissioners meeting. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve the rezoning for Four Corners Winery and Wedding Venue from rural residential to moderate intensity commercial on first reading.
Second for discussion. What about we're going to,
With the stipulations to be identified for second reading.
The permitted uses,
Yes, part of my motion.
a correction, to bring back a list of permitted uses that can.
To bring back a list of permitted uses.
second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Jill. June 2nd, we'll come back and do this again, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Next on our agenda is another map amendment for Naturian West LLC. First reading for a zoning map amendment. The project location is a few parcels, three parcels, north and south of County Road 1500 North in Pine Township, approximately 3/10 of a mile east of 550 East, with a mailing address in Michigan City, Indiana, Pine Township, revised zoning district from rural residential to greenway. Little background on this: we have met with the petitioner and their team on and off over the winter and into the spring. This is predominantly all farmland. It's got a series of regulated drains out in the perimeter and out and about, and it seems to suggest this used to be a very wet area until the farmers 100 years ago or so drained all our water away so they could make it a productive farm. Petitioners here, first they approached us whether or not use variance would be appropriate for what they're going to do. Don't want to steal their thunder, but they're basically going to return it to wetlands for credits. And we talked about different ways, and what we finally came to the conclusion of the rezoning would be the best approach from the county's perspective. The greenway zoning, if you look in the Unified Development Ordinance, does allow this kind of activity, and it's got a little more control on it from a zoning structure, so to speak. You cannot build houses for residential unless you come in for a special exception use, which means you have to appear before the BZA, just kind of give you context. So, do you want to make a presentation on? Yeah. And Sarah, do you know how to turn on the monitor? So, with us today are consultants representing V3, who are the engineers and scientists for this project on behalf of Naturian. So I'll let them introduce themselves and we'll let them make a presentation. Oh, by the way, This did come from the Plan Commission with unanimous 8-0 vote favorable recommendation. And two.
I was.
My name's Tom. Is this on? Tom
Doesn't seem like-
Slovinsky. Pardon?
Is it on?
Is it on?
We got one up there that's always bad. Tell you what,
Oh yeah.
Sounds like you right now.
Yeah, we're in the process of getting to accept. I wish I could throw that out in the middle. Can't have it.
My name is Tom Slovinsky. I'm with V3 Companies out of Illinois 7325 Jane, Woodridge, Illinois 60517. I'm Derek, and you're representing the Turian. They're not able to attend today. They did provide this statement. I can summarize if you'd like. This is a restoration project to serve as a wetland mitigation bank to sell credits for unavoidable impacts to wetlands when certain parties need a permit from the Army Corps of Engineers or the Indiana Department of Environmental Management to impact wetlands. Wetland mitigation banks are the preferred manner to mitigate for wetland impacts, and that's what this proposal involves. There are two separate parcels within the three parcels being rezoned. They total 109 acres that will restore the area to wetland and prairie. There are 100-foot buffers around the entire wetland area, and it will provide a total of 80 credits, 80 wetland mitigation credits to mitigate for all kinds of projects, roadway project, bridge development project. It has been, the design has been scrutinized through a two-phase process by the Army Corps of Engineers that leads the interagency review team that includes US EPA, US Fish and Wildlife, Indiana DNR, and Indiana DNM. It was approved a few months ago, and now pending zoning action. All permits were also issued by IDEMs, the water quality permits, and a DNR certificate of approval for floodplain. Most of the property is located within the floodplain. It's an ideal place to restore wetlands that would be managed in perpetuity by a land trust. They would be placed in a required conservation easement that would be managed by the land trust in perpetuity to comply with all easement restrictions. And basically, conservation does not allow change to the vegetation, hydrology, or open space or wildlife habitat. If you like, we can show you some exhibits. We have some photographs of wetland mitigation banks. Naturian, that is their main business. They do wetland mitigation banks nationwide. V3's focus is the Midwest. That picture is of our Blackberry Creek Headwaters Wetland Mitigation Bank in Kane County, Illinois. It started as a farm, a common way to develop wetlands that either have drain tiles or drainage ditches is to restore the wetland hydrology and reestablish native wetland and prairie plants. This is just an example of how that occurred. We actually get our plants from Spence Nursery in Muncie, Indiana. And the goal is to develop high quality native vegetation, both wetlands and uplands.
Are you familiar with Shirley Hines Land Trust?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they do these restorations also.
Yeah.
Restorations also.
This is our second, go back one. This is another mitigation bank in Kane County. This
both of these were on property owned by Campton Township that has an active open space program, and they hired B3 to basically restore these at no cost to them, mostly funded by sales of wetland mitigation credits, for which the property gets a percentage. Two example areas. One area was a former turf field by the previous owner of the property that we restored to restore the hydrology to the area. It's partially the floodplain. That we again plant native vegetation. The goal is to meet the rather strict performance standards within the 5-year period to get agency sign off, and that it goes under a long-term management program, in this case by Campton Township, and in the case of this Old City Light Mitigation Bank by a long-term manager, a designated long-term manager, of which the funding is provided through the sales of credits. That's again another agricultural field. This one's kind of an impression that we replanted and turned into a very high quality emergent and wet prairie wetland. The wetland that we're here today about, and wetlands typically only need soil saturation or a slight ponding in the spring, so it's not very wet all the time. But that's how you can establish different native plant communities. And that's what that area looks like, the finished product, basically.
Very nice.
Are you allowing is the owner allowing any public access to any part of the property? Like walking trails or?
That's not planned at this time. The goal is to, it takes a lot of work to restore the hydrology and get the native plants installed and maintained. And then you have to meet basically invasive weed performance standards. But there's no intent for public access at this point.
What was presented at the meeting, maybe to help clarify when the owner was here, was that their aim is to do restoration, manage it to restoration until it meets its peak goal. And correct me if I'm wrong, it may pass into other hands, which could open it to avenues such as what Shirley Hines does or other type of agencies. Could you clarify that?
That is correct. This is a 5 to 10 year project. And year one starts when construction begins, and they are collecting bids now for the actual construction. If things go well, you can meet performance standards within the 5-year period. But if it doesn't go well, it could go 6, 7 years. So this is at the minimum 10-year project.
And what was important is their conservation easement will always stay in force. It runs with the land and runs with whoever owns it. And that's kind of companion with the recommended zoning greenway, because it also has certain restrictions. As I said earlier, you can't build a house without it coming to us and asking for approval to do so. I'm sure their conservation easement would out-trump our zoning, but ours is just another level of protection. At the Plan Commission meeting during the public comment period, Commissioner.
Yeah, I mean it was vetted. It was vetted for quite a while. We had quite a few residents there, and they did a very good job of addressing all the concerns. But the one thing I'm happy to see on the document you sent us, the one thing that we had addressed a few citizens out in the hallway was the hunting. They were worried that they could turn into some type of hunting club. But, under this document you provided, you've stated that there will be no commercial hunting operations will be allowed on the conservation easement during or after operations of the mitigation bank. If a private individual ever owns the property, they may personally hunt on it, but while abiding by the restrictions laid out in the conservancy easement, or conservation easement. So I think you've addressed that, because that seemed to be the biggest concern when they left. I don't know if there's any residents here, but so that I think you've done everything, your due diligence. You're just converting it back into a natural you know, beautiful preserve, if you will. So, I mean, everyone's questions were answered at the meeting. I think everybody felt good.
There was the one you talked
Yeah, and that
about,
was
the land value.
right. And then, you know, you forward me this. I think you did a good job addressing that. I think that puts that part to bed. So,
Question. What, under this particular zoning, what could go in there?
I'll look it up while. Give me a moment.
By the way, once it goes into a land trust, that is permanent, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yes. That's a requirement of the Corps of Engineers as part of the approval process.
Yeah.
Is it a non-revocable trust? All right. Permitted uses: agricultural crop production, farm and forestry, farm plant, raising a farm and exotic animals, sale of agricultural products, storage of agricultural products. Conservation is conservancy and nature preserve, which this falls under. Public access for fishing, boating, a trail. Institutional uses could include fishing pond, hiking trail, nature reserve or preserve, or a public park. Now this is all under Greenwood. And then they have special exception uses, commercial use, and they can only get those if they come to the county and the BZA. Commercial uses could be a telecommunication facility such as a tower. Industrial uses would be an environmental and atmosphere monitoring tower. Institutional uses would be low impact structures, a nature center or a parking lot, and a residential is a single family detached dwelling. Those are special exception uses that were.
How many acres is this?
The actual mitigation is 110 acres. I don't know the acres of the 3 parcels that are being zoned for rezone.
Are they all contiguous?
Yeah. Yes.
There's 2 of them are contiguous. One is separate, and one is separated by the County Road 1500 North.
But all 3 would go under this if we were to rezone this. Does this particular type of zoning, if I own property next to it, does that handcuff me at all from doing what I can?
No, and that was a very detailed discussion, specifically about the water, since they may be putting small little berms in order to trap their water. That most of the water is flowing away from their adjoining property owners anyway. So this is actually a blessing for them. They want to get all the water they can get. But no, it's not going to affect anything with the neighbors next to them.
Okay. It's kind of a no-brainer.
okay, we close commissioners meeting and go into the zoning meeting.
What I would ask when you make your motion, make some reference. There are 3 individual parcels. At the Plan Commission, we read them off as 3 different zoning amendment cases. But in your case, maybe just say the 3 individual parcels in one motion.
Okay, so closing commissioners meeting and open up the zoning amendment meeting. Is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor of this project? Second, is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor of this project? And third, is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this project? Is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? Second, is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? And third, is there anyone who would like to speak against this project? Hearing none, going back to the commissioners meeting, we have a motion.
I move that we approve the zoning map amendment request for 3 different parcels that are contiguous from rural residential to Greenway on first reading with Naturian West LLC.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We'll have second reading on June 2nd.
Thank you. Wish I could do this to about half the county.
Sheriff's Department, Mr. Ballin. Sheriff, how are you?
He fell asleep over there.
Hey, you're welcome.
Okay, we have solutions, an agreement for professional wetland determination and declination services of a portion of property east of Porter County Sheriff's Office Jail relative to the proposed gun range not to exceed 7,500.
This one and then the one following are both on the same project. I'll let the sheriff explain his project, and I can explain the details.
Okay. All right. Are you guys ready?
Sure, it looks like you want to do a gun range, and we've talked about this before.
This has been a project that's been discussed for about, since the creation of the jail, the sheriff's office. And I think we're at a point where we really have to have serious considerations to try to get this project pushed through. The reason why is finding locations to qualify our deputies and our jail officers and our court security for training, and that is getting more difficult as years go by. Currently, we use the Conservation Club, but so does almost every single police agency in the county. However, because we have approximately 125 people that are carrying guns out of the sheriff's office, obviously it's a big chore and a big task to accommodate that type of usage. And what we also recognize too is, liability is huge in law enforcement, and making sure that our officers or our deputies and are trained, efficient. We really are at that stage that we're at a critical point where we need to really see if we can make this gun range happen. And I think it's necessary. I think we're not looking for something that's going to be, outrageously expensive. We're going to kind of follow the model that Vandenberg County has, where it's on land that is pretty much set aside, but it's going to be gravel. There's going to be some concrete pathways. The dirt, it's going to be an outdoor range. Maybe at some point, if we can get a building for training scenarios, cleaning your weapons, things like that. But we're trying to really do it where it's cost effective. And that's something I would ask that we really consider between the commissioners and the council. But we have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So the sheriff met with the city because this is within the city limits. It's not in the county. And there were two takeaways from it. They were supportive of it from a zoning as appeared. We still have to make proper submittals to the city. But one, the property immediately east of the jail sheriff's office is part of a detention pond, very shallow detention pond system. And as such, it has a calculated storage. So before you today, you have two proposals, one from Soil Solutions, Inc., and the other one from Marsh, a local engineering company, to one, take a look at the wetlands, see what impacts those would be. And then two, for the engineering, that would be Marsh.
Now, if we approve that other one, can we get credit for the one for his?
What's that? Oh, we do use them all the time, by the way. Not that, but for our projects we do. But the second one for the engineering is calculate the storage for the stormwater, because this is going to have to be a contained system, which means we're going to rob away from the stormwater. And so therefore we got to create additional storage, and hopefully that can be done on county property. So the first one from Soil Solutions is to do a wetland determination delineation. Talk to the owner company, John McQuestion. He feels he can get this. He's got to go through all the regulatory agencies, IDM and the Army Corps, to get this deemed not a wetland, even though there are wetland-like plans. There's the hydro.
This on the east side of your building?
Yes.
Oh, I just can't envision where it.
Yeah, it's directly behind it, where all the construction trailers are.
Yeah.
That property just behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the engineering is just simply looking at the volume, being where we got to make up the volume. If we eat up that volume, putting the range in.
Can we do both of these together?
Both these together, Scott.
I move that we approve the agreement for professional wetland determination and delineation with Soil Solutions not to exceed 7,500, as well as the agreement for professional engineering services with Avon Marsh not to exceed $8,000 for the proposed gun range for.
A second for discussion. Sure. We identified how this is going to get paid for.
We're working on that. I'm hoping maybe some bond money that maybe we have left over. Barb's looking at me like, what?
No, No,
Oh.
this is for the jail, and you have X amount of dollars. So if this is how you want to,
Bill, could you come up here a second, please? Here, give this to him. We're going to ask you to find $15,000 for these two service projects. Is there some place that you could either within the fund?
I mean, right now, yeah, we could pull it from the fund for the other projects.
There you go. All right, thank you. Let's, you talk to the sheriff and Mr. Jable, get the detail, and let's get that moving, get that in front of the commissioners for the June meeting to get that approved.
Second.
Yeah.
All right.
Sheriff, do you have any thoughts on the total cost once this is done that you're going to be looking at?
So, yes and no. Obviously, we don't go too far in the weeds because we want to make sure that we can even build it, right?
Right.
In that location. In my conversations that I've had, cursory level, I was told to maybe look at a price tag around $750,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
We sure don't have that in the bond, so.
Well, let's see what we're actually looking at here. I mean,
Yeah.
we may find something out here that would make that site unbuildable.
And I know in the past that the conversation has been why not look somewhere else? It's a perfect location if you really think about it. And the reason why is because it's already an industrial area with already heavy industry, noise, everything that's taking place, and it's not near a residential area.
Yeah.
And those are always the two biggest considerations you have to worry about.
Right. Oh, no, you don't have to sell us on the location. So, yeah.
Right.
But it's, let's find out what we're dealing with here as far as, location, and then, we'll deal with the other.
Okay.
I think there's opportunities there to come up with this money. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anything else?
Okay, do we have a motion in a second?
Yes.
I thought we did already.
No, we were waiting for a second.
Oh, he was making.
All right, we have a motion.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a motion in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Stay until the world.
IT, Lee Childress.
Do you have notes on there so you know where we are?
Yeah.
I knew we had. I just.
Morning.
Requesting additional appropriation amount of $1,000 in the line item 32,100 for travel.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Salvation Army. Run for Angels. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so the Salvation Army will be hosting a 4-mile race, Run for Angels, on November 14th, 2026, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., starting and finishing at Haven Hollow Park, and will go through neighborhoods and occupy county roads.
I move that we approve.
Second. You signed up for that, haven't you? Ed?
The run? I mountain bike, I don't run.
He's going to need all 3 hours, though.
Hmm.
First problem.
5 hours.
Unless I can
4
ride a
hours.
bike.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other matters which may come before the commissioners? Anyone like to speak? Larry, you're good? Okay. Next meeting will be June 2nd, 2026.